Hey geeks and gamers, and welcome back to another editorial. Man, I love Jak 2. You're watching footage of me playing Jak 2 on the PlayStation 5. I've just been kind of doing a replay of this game, because it's like one of my favorite games of all time. And in my relationship with video games, especially over, I think, the last year or so, has been one that I have been trying to work on. I don't think I've ever gotten to a point to where I've just stressed out and disliked this hobby altogether. If you ever get to that point to where something like video games or whatever other hobby it is stresses you out to any degree, really, you should probably stop doing it. Like, if I ever got to that point, I would probably stop gaming. But I've never gotten to that point. But I've had a few hiccups that I think have changed the way that I used to see video games and the way I was seeing them for a while. And this year I've been kind of focused on like realigning myself with video games and like learning to love video games again. So I have a few things to go over. Now, but really before I start here, the editorial series is just a chance for me to hop on a microphone and talk. That's why I made the editorial series. It's just kind of like a fun, open letter style thing. It's not highly edited, it's not scripted, it's not really like highly thought out. It's just something that I wanted to do. And the reception to these has been very positive at points, but also there's been some negative points where people think that like maybe they take my word as like me preaching gospel. It's fucking video games, guys. I'm just sharing my opinion. And this will probably be the last editorial of the year because I have other things planned for the rest of December. So learning to love video games again. What does that even mean? Like, what am I even talking about? Well, my relationship with video games became very different, and it's been that way, I think, like, building up for a while. I think because of the unique position I'm in with video games. It's not every day you have a hobby that not only do you enjoy, like, interacting with that hobby, but you also enjoy, like, making content about that hobby. And I've been making video game content I just celebrated 10 years of TurboZone, but even before that, I've been doing it. So my relationship to video games shifted at some point whenever I was like a teenager. It shifted from being like, what games should I enjoy next? Like, what games am I playing? Like, like focusing in on that. And it shifted to being about like, okay, well, now what can I do with this in terms of, like, making a video or talking about it on the internet or whatever it is. And I know that's because, like, whenever I was younger, I was really into online creators that talked about video games and reviewed video games. And I still love that stuff. But at a certain point, I think it soured some of my experience with gaming. More notably, and I'm not talking ill about anything that I have worked on, but more notably, there for a while from 2019 to, actually, we just ended that channel this year, but I did the Button Mappers. I used to host it with my good friend Teddy and my good friend Spencer, and one of the big things on the Button Mappers, we used to do map out episodes of, where we would like take a certain game and map out all of the aspects of that game. But the thing with that was that we had to finish, or at least like, play the majority of a game. And, I look back on those episodes fondly. And it's something that I liked the experience of a lot of them, but at the same time, it did make gaming like work, and did make gaming feel like work at points. And I've had that happen a few times as well with TurboZone, where like I used to do a lot more game reviews, and I stopped doing a lot of game reviews because I felt like I was focused more on like playing a game because I want to review it, and not doing a video because I played a cool game. You know, like that's kind of how I would go into like talking about or buying games a lot of times. I would be like, okay, I'm gonna buy this game to review it, not to play it. You know, so the idea of like content first, I think has been. I have like 5 things written down here, like 5 general ideas. The first thing is enjoyment over content. Like, I think enjoyment is something I've been focused more on this year rather than content. And if you notice here on this channel, I have been focused more on like broad ideas with the editorials, or like just showing things off. Or if I do talk about a game I've been playing or had played, I usually wait until after I've experienced it or like after I've been playing it to do something. And even then it's been very loose. And that's been a big focus of mine, is just like making sure that I'm enjoying my hobby first. Then if I want to make content about it, I will do that. So that's been a big thing this year with me. You know, and like I said, I'm not talking ill about any of my past experiences making content, but it's just after a while, you get kind of tired of focusing on content first. So that's been my like number 1. Number 2 is the idea of burning the backlog. I think a lot of people get really caught up with the idea of the backlog. Like, you have to finish every game you buy, or everything you play, or, you know, like you're wasting your time and money. And I don't fully agree with that concept. I think there is a time and place to like focus on your backlog, to have it be a goal to help you through gaming if you have trouble like focusing on a game. But at the same time, like if your only goal is to not really enjoy a game but to finish a game, like I don't know, I feel like that could lead to you like resenting a game, right? Because you didn't enjoy the experience of finishing it. Not all games are meant to be finished. Games are fucking long. Games are huge, you know? And that's kind of been my thing as well, is like if I'm playing a game and if I get to a point to where like I've had my fulfillment with the game, if I've played enough of the game to where I'm like, yeah, like I'm done, like I'm dropping it here, I just move on. And I think that's healthy. I think that's the healthy thing to do, is to just go, okay, like I've had all I needed to have of this game, you know? And guess what? It's not a waste of money. If I paid $15, you know, for a game and I got 30 hours of enjoyment out of it, that's a great value. Like, I don't, you know, it's different if you're just buying games and never playing them, but if I got what I needed out of the game, I'm cool with moving on. So burning the backlog has been a big one. Another one is brand loyalty. Brand loyalty is dead. One big thing this year is that I've been kind of focused on like, I think too focused on what I don't like about the industry right now. And just so we're clear, you know, I've done a few videos where I've kind of talked about this, but just so we're clear, I don't really think any of the big 3 gaming companies, between PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, I don't think any of them are in a good position right now. I think they're all doing things in a very weird and wrong ways, in my opinion. But also, I have to like be able to look from the outside in and say like, okay, like I don't agree with these brands, and like that's okay, you know? Like I don't, like, just because I've spent, you know, the last like 3-4 years playing, you know, primarily Xbox, I don't need to align myself with Xbox. Same thing with PlayStation. Like I spent a lot of my time playing PlayStation 4. Just, I don't need to align myself with PS5. I don't need to align myself with Switch 2. It's okay to not have brand loyalty. It's okay to walk away and go somewhere else if you're not having fun, or if you're not like enjoying the hobby the way that you used to with a certain brand or company or console or whatever it is. It's okay to look other places to find that enjoyment. And you know, I recognize that a lot of the issues that I have with the industry right now is probably also the fact that, like, I'm getting older and I'm getting jaded and things just aren't the way that I want them to be because I have, you know, rose-tinted glasses from whenever I was younger. So I fully recognize that. And I think it's okay to recognize that, but it's also okay to just be able to walk away and say, like, you know what, like, this year for me, it's been, you know what, I don't agree with the big three right now. Not saying I don't enjoy their products. I play my PS5, I play my Xbox Series S. I'll probably get a Switch 2 at some point. But this year, my gaming focus has really been, like, Steam focused. I've played a lot of PC games this year. And yeah, that's just kind of been my mindset on that topic. Number 4 is just to experience new things. That's been a big goal of mine this year. And I think I've done a pretty decent job of that. I've tried to kind of try different things and see what I enjoy. Not everything is a success. You know, there's some things that I've tried and I'm like, okay, well, I still don't like this, or I'm still not into this genre, or I'm still not into this series. But at the same time, I've found some great games that I hadn't tried to play otherwise. Some notable games here. I have played, at the time of recording, I'm playing more tomorrow. At the time of recording, I have put over 51 hours into Baldur's Gate 3 this year. That's probably, of the year, that's probably my most played game. And I am probably going to end up doing like a top 10 games that came out this year that I played. Baldur's Gate 3 won't be on that list, but I played a shit ton this year, and I love that game. So that's a big one. A game that I don't know if I would have tried otherwise. And a few others. I've gotten into Dynasty Warriors, Terry. I've gotten into Dynasty Warriors, been playing some of those. I've played other Warriors games, but never really the main series, so that's been something I've been enjoying. Also, Neptunia. I got really into Neptunia. And, like, I've been trying new games and trying different things to see, like, what I can find, you know, what I like. And it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun to kind of experiment around, you know. I think a lot of people also, especially when they get to, you know, around my age, they get kind of, like, stuck in a rut where they only play, like, a specific type of game or want to experience a specific type of story or whatever it is. And yeah, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to be the guy that only plays platformers, or, you know, be the guy that only plays boomer shooters or EDF or whatever. Like, I want to be able to try and, like, experience new things in gaming because, you know, it's my favorite hobby. And number 5 is the easiest one, but it's also one that I think a lot of people forget. Is to just have fun. Like, if you're not having fun, again, if you're not having fun with the hobby, don't do it. Don't pursue it. If you're actively stressed out with gaming, stop gaming. It's as simple as that. And I've been focused this year on having fun with all of the things I listed today. If you haven't noticed on the channel, again, I've been focused really hard on just kind of videos where I share my thoughts, you know, either about a game or a topic, or videos where I show something off, like on the Filthy Black Table, or videos where I just kind of make, like, a general list. Like, I haven't been focused too hard on, like, playing a game and making a video, like, too in-depth about the game, because I just want to enjoy games. I just want to have fun with games. And that's also why I think I've been streaming a lot more this year. I have had, not as much as I would honestly like, but I've had, you know, I think every month or at least once a month, I've streamed something to this channel of me playing whatever game I've been into at that point. And yeah, like, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been fun, like, interacting with everybody. So yeah, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this topic. Like, have you ever gotten to a point with a hobby, it could be video games, it could be something else, to where you had to, like, rethink the way you interact with it to enjoy it? Like, because I don't want to be the person that complains every video about how I don't like what Xbox is doing, or how I don't like what Nintendo is doing, or how I don't like what Sony's doing, or how I think that the industry could be better in this way and this way. Like, focusing on those things won't help me right now. What will help me is just focusing on what will make me love video games. Why I love video games. What makes me love video games. It is my favorite hobby. So, let me know in the comments what you think. This is just a general video. Like, the topic of this video has no real structure. You've been watching footage of Jak 2 this entire time. Jak 2, what a fucking good game. Subscribe if you want to hear me ramble more, or if you want to actually watch videos with structure. I have those too. And also, I launched a new channel recently. It's called Idiot Box. Do it with my good friend Spencer. And we have our first video is up. It is the best things to happen in gaming in 2007. And then we also have a podcast channel where we did 2 random podcasts. They're not really gaming related. So check those out if you want to check those out. I will be back soon with, hopefully, a top 10 games of 2025 that I played this year, where I could talk about some of the games that I played this year. Bye!